Here comes the boom, here comes the boom, here comes the boom, here comes the boom, here comes the boom.
What's good, Boom Crew? That was me trying to get a thumbnail for this damn video. I suck at thumbnails. Oof. So this is the Softdisc menstrual girl. Softdisc menstrual disc review. It says same product, new name. They were previously Soft Cup. It's 14 disposable disc. And each disc you can wear for up to 12-hour protection, right? That's what it says. The back of it says, can be worn up to 12 hours, disposable after each use, cannot be felt. Sorry, y'all. I was out last night. This is the same clothes from yesterday. Sis is off. And I know y'all see my wig looking wiggish. Y'all know Synthetica had to show up to this fucking review. Hold on. Because Synthetica be looking too crazy for me. This is why I love hats. And you don't know how to finesse a wig? Okay. Disposable after each use, cannot be felt while wearing, can be worn during sex, asterisk. Does not inhibit physical activities, i.e. like the gym, swimming, stuff like that. Can be worn overnight, helps prevent menstrual odor. Does not cause irritation or dryness. Not linked to toxic shock syndrome, TSS. And a lot of us do know that tampons are linked to toxic shock syndrome. Essentially, what happens is if you have the tampon in, a lot of the times if you have it in too long, it becomes toxic because it's all that bacteria and stuff, and it shocks your system, and it's like an infection, and you can actually die from that. It's a very rare occurrence, but it can happen. So imagine for people who are homeless or older women or people who are a little mentally off, or, you know, people who just wasn't raised right to change their tampons when they're supposed to, you know, they're probably more susceptible to toxic shock syndrome. Or if you just plain don't fucking forget that you got the tampon on, because it does happen. So anyway, this is open. It's not used. I opened it for the purpose of taking a thumbnail. Don't worry, I'll disinfect it if when I use this one. So this is the disc, guys. Right? And it doesn't really have a texture. It feels like plastic. This is hypoallergenic. It's made with medical grade polymers. It's non-toxic, which is plastic. It's non-toxic, hypoallergenic, made without natural rubber latex, and safe when used as directed. Okay. So this is from the Flex Disc company. I believe that's what their company, the Flex company. So they have one of these that's not disposable. You actually take it out, you wash it, and you reuse it. Same concept with the exception that these are disposable, right? So anyway, now that I got all that out the way, let me first say why I chose to try these out, right? Like I said, it comes 14 in a pack. This is the pack. I chose to try these out because I was recently diagnosed with having fibroids. So when you have fibroids, you tend to bleed heavier. Your cramps are a little bit more intense. Your periods can be irregular. And then on top of that, right, I have 4 fibroids there. Apparently they're extremely small. They're nothing to be worried about, like getting all worried, like hyped up about. It's not, you know, like a big bad case of fibroids, right? But nonetheless, I noticed a difference in my period. It's extremely heavy. There's some clotting there. The first day and the second day are like bad, right? So with the job that I do, my job is a physically intense job, and it requires me to stand, bend, lift. You know, I'm building, I'm sweeping, I'm doing cleaning, I'm maintaining. So I said, with what I just got diagnosed with and with my job, I feel as though it'll be best that I wear something that is meant to give me a longer protection. Because if you're like a working woman like me, like you work in the construction field, you work outside, you know it's not easy to just use the bathroom. Like you got to get in the truck, drive all the way to whatever, and it'd be these unsanitary bathrooms, and it's just disgusting. It's a hassle. It's annoying to your coworkers because they figure out that you on your period. That's why you always got to go to the fucking bathroom every 2-3 hours, and it's just an inconvenience. You know what I'm saying? So I said, let me try this. I've heard of something called the Diva Cup. When I essentially first heard of the Diva Cup, I was like, that seems unsanitary. It just seemed unsanitary. The idea of a cup sitting there collecting all that and it not actually being brought down. I was just thinking of it swishing around and you hearing the liquid when I walk and shit. Like, I'm dramatic. I just made up a whole thing as to why I did not want to try Diva Cup. But being that this said that this was disposable, that it lasts up to 12 hours, that you could have sex with it on, it seemed like, okay, maybe this will be more beneficial to my lifestyle, I guess. So let's get to the real tea. I put this on. When you put it on, the issue that I have with this is there's a little diagram, a picture diagram, and its instructions as to how to put it on, right? So the problem is, if you're like me and you overthink everything, sometimes people like me need you to be so detailed with your instructions, because I will manage to fuck something up if you don't tell me exactly how it goes, right? So the diagram just has them squeezing this, you insert it, and if you ever put your finger in your vagina, which I would hope that you have, because you need to know what's going on up in there, they call it a hook, right? There's this, you get through the little tunnel, and there's this hook that's there, and this is you're supposed to squeeze it, turn it this way, put it in, and then this end is supposed to go above that hook. So then it'll lay like this, and that way when your menstrual is coming down, it collects in the cup. Easy enough, right? Now, I'm going to tell you my experience, and my experience has been, I don't fully trust this product. And the reason is because the first day that I used it, it worked extremely well. Apparently I wasn't bleeding a lot that day, so I have no issues. I put it in, I took it out, it collected the little bit of blood. I rinsed it and then I threw it in the garbage, right? That was on, I think, a Sunday when I wasn't doing intense labor. When I got to work, I'm running from this train to that train. I get to work, I'm hopping in and out of the vehicle, I'm lifting, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm walking, causing more strain, which some of you know, if you sneeze or you straining a lot, that can bring it down more. So by the time I get to work, I already was running around trying to catch this train, going up this steps, this, that, and the third. I'm on the train, and I feel wet. And my first thought is, my first day with this product went so well that I thought that the second day, I didn't take any precautions. I have no tampons on me. I didn't have no panty liner. Like, it was in my work locker and I wasn't at work yet. So, and I got dark jeans on and I got an extra hoodie on just in case an accident does happen. I could cover myself. But I'm like, I feel fucking wet. And I'm like, oh my God, is this thing like dripping down? Like, what the fuck is going on? So I'm standing there and I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to get to work. I'm just feeling disgusted. And I'm like, there's no bathroom around. I'm like, I just can't wait. So I got off the train. I go into Starbucks, right? Yeah, I get into Starbucks. I wipe myself. It's mad blood. I pee. It was mad blood. Now, the day before that, when I used it on that Sunday, there was no leakage. There was nothing in my panties, no stain on that. I had absolutely no issues, but I did see blood when I peed, right? So that was alarming to me. So what I did is I went on YouTube and I looked at a Softdisc review, and I didn't really pay too much attention to the video. When you need information, look at the fucking comments. So one girl has said, yeah, it worked perfectly fine for me. It was a little pee, it was a little blood in my pee, but I ain't have no leakage. It ain't slip out. I said, okay, that's exactly what I need to hear. So it's a normal thing that when you know, when you go to use the bathroom and restroom, you're going to see a little bit of blood. So you shouldn't be too alarmed about that. As long as it's not in your panties or staining or leaking out, you know, continuously, okay. So I'm like, all right, bet. So when that Monday came, I'm thinking that's the only thing I'm expecting to happen. That when I do pee, it will be blood in my pee, right? So when I peed and it was that much blood, and when I wiped myself and it was that much blood, I was like, this shit is leaking out. And I'm like, damn, did I poke a hole in it with my nails? I'm going to get to the nails in a few. Did I poke a hole in it with my nails when I was putting it in? So I'm in Starbucks bathroom and I'm hovering over the toilet and I'm trying to take this thing out because I'm trying to readjust it to figure out if I put it in wrong or if I'm just bleeding way too heavy for this thing today or what. Y'all, I don't know how to explain it. My coochie held on to this shit and was like, bitch, I'm never letting go. So I'm in there and I feel like it's a person in there and I'm in there playing tug of war. I'm like, sis, let this shit go. Like, let it go. Let it go. Like, I'm fighting with a fucking dog. Shit. And I'm like, bitch, give me the fucking disc, right? Nah, the shit did not work. Bitch, I started to panic. I was like, I gotta go to the emergency room to take this shit out. I could not get it out for nothing, y'all. I'm in there sweating in a Starbucks bathroom. I said, you know what? I don't have time for this. I'm gonna be late. So I put on a tampon. So it's so far in you that you can still put on a tampon, right? So I put on a tampon and I was like, you know what? When I get to my work bathroom, after I clock in, I'm gonna handle this. So I put the tampon in, I go, and I'm like, okay. So I get to the work bathroom. I gotta do a full sumo squat like I'm about to give birth on my feet to get this thing out of me, y'all. And I'm putting it in. Now, the nails are helping me. I can't imagine if I didn't have nails because my finger is not long enough to reach where it's at. I'm like, this finger was broken, right? This nail was broken. And I was trying to use this finger to get it out because I'm like, okay, this don't got a nail on it. Maybe it'll... No, bitch. It was, my fingers are too short or my coochie too long. One of the fucking two. So I'm starting to, like, I'm using my nail to try to hook onto the pink rim, right? So I finally got the shit out, right? And as I'm pulling it out, this is graphic. This is graphic. So I don't know if you cringing, you sitting there going squirming and all that. You got a coochie, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be digging in your stuff. You should be looking you should be all up in there. You need to know what's going on, okay? We all grown here, hopefully. So anyway, so I'm in there. Bitch, it's like parting the Red Sea. I'm like, yo, bitch, I'm like, damn. It was so much blood, y'all. It was leaking out of the cup. The cup got full. I had put it on around 5:30 in the morning. And at this point, it was only 7 o'clock in the morning. So now I'm in the bathroom. I'm not even over the toilet because I couldn't do it standing up because I just couldn't reach it. So I had to get down low, squat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get in there. Y'all, this is disgusting, but it is what it is. So I'm squatting. It's a pool of blood just on the floor because I'm trying to get this thing out. That's how much blood I had coming out of me. So I'm like, I don't know if this cup is for me. I don't know, because I have fibroids that I'm bleeding a little heavier than, you know, your normal period. I don't know. So I go to see how I have the cup in, and apparently I had the cup in like this. Let me show y'all. So this is the rim, right? The plastic part is going to be at the base of it. Supposed to be at the base of it. But what I ended up doing, not paying attention, is it was turned this way. So it was like this. Instead of like this. Right? So that is my issue with the instructions. It does not make it clear to have it, you know, where the rim is at the bottom. Because if you have it the other way, it's a possibility that you're going to leak, it's going to leak out, or, you know, whatever. I'm just assuming that that's the reason why it leaked out, because I don't know. I don't know if I was just bleeding too heavy, and regardless of how I had it in, it was going to leak or what. I had to take the bleach. Luckily, I work in a place that has to do with cleaning and, you know, environmentally friendly things. So I was able to clean up and, you know, whatever. I carry like antibacterial wipes and a whole bunch of like cleaning stuff. So I'm like, I put it back, I rinsed it off, I put it back in. And when I put it back in, I put it back in the proper way, or what I'm assuming is the proper way. And I still put on a tampon because I was so fucking paranoid that I was gonna bleed out again. And so essentially my point that I'm making is, make sure that you insert it right. And if you are someone who bleeds excessively, that 12-hour shit can probably go out the window for you. You probably will have to change this 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. I don't know. I can't call it. But I was bleeding heavy. I was bleeding extremely heavy, and my cuppeth overrunneth. Okay? If you dig what I'm saying. So, that's the Softdisc massacre. Now, if I was going to rate this product out of 5 stars, I would give it a 4 stars. The issue is it needs to be more detailed on the box as to how to insert it. It also should be redesigned where it's a little bit easier to take out. Because if I had issues taking it out and I have long nails so I could hook it, I could imagine with somebody, a woman who has smaller hands, or, you know, anybody who just, you know, you're not able to, you got to put it in so deep so it can catch all of that. You got to go in deep to get it out too. And that's just, it's messy and it's fucking nasty that I got to be fucking digging. You know what I'm saying? Put my ex-boyfriend up in there. I think it was my ex-boyfriend up in there talking about, no, bitch. Like, no, nigga, let that shit go. Let me get my fucking disc back. God damn. So anyway, what am I talking about? I'm so tired of myself, y'all. So I would give it 4 stars. It's not easy to take out. You have to pay attention to how you put it in. And if you're kind of reluctant and you bleed heavy, it still doesn't necessarily give you a peace of mind, because you're just thinking that this shit is just gonna overflow. It is a good product. I am wearing it right now. I will continue to wear it, but I'm going to say that I will continue to carry my tampons and my panty liners with me, because I don't want to have an incident like that again. It says you can wear it while you're having sex. And congratulations to me, I tried that theory out. Last night, don't be fucking looking at my window, dirty ass nigga. I tried that theory out. last night, I ain't have no issues. Now, to be fair, I'm not bleeding heavy. I wasn't bleeding heavy yesterday, and I'm not bleeding heavy now. So I don't know how that would work if I was bleeding heavy. And I'm not sure if I would want to have sex while I'm bleeding that heavy. You know, that would just seem to be like extreme and fucking thirsty. Like, cool it down, sis. You got another hole that you can use. So anyway, if you made it to the end of this video without being thoroughly disgusted by me, I fucks with you. Like I said, it's a good product. My cramps are not, you know, bad like how they were when I was wearing tampons. I had sex with it. The person didn't complain. I've never been the type to have an extremely strong odor during my period, but I do notice that it's less of an odor. There's nothing lingering when you leave the bathroom or anything like that. I've always hated pads, so I won't even do a comparison because y'all know the deal with pads. They rub up on your skin. If you got sensitive skin like me, it gives you boils. That fabric and synthetic fibers and all that shit that they be using in pads now, it's just not a good look. It's nasty, like, ugh. Tampons have always been cool. The issue is sometimes the string goes too far up, so you got to dig that out. Or the string is like you using the restroom, you're doing number 1 and number 2, and that string is there, and it's probably, in my head, that's probably the reason why some of us still be getting yeast infections and stuff, because that string is like cross contamination. So yeah, I think that it's worth a try. I'm gonna say that. I paid $11.99 for these. Now, so the video that I saw, the girl ordered it from Walmart or got it from Walmart and paid like $5.99. I paid $11.99. That is a steep price. It is a good product. That is a steep price. But for somebody, you know, who doesn't have a job, like say if I was Annie a few months ago who did not have a job, I wouldn't have bought this. That's a little bit too much. $12. You know, I would just stick to the fucking tampons. So, if I could find them cheaper, I will. Right now, I could afford to pay for them. I think it's worth it. But anyways, guys, I hope this review was helpful. And I hope it was entertaining. Deuces!